The Morgan kick game also a big part of why they've had success this year. Will be interesting to see how special teams plays into our state championship game. And Razor approaches, and we are underway. Low kick, fielded at the 17-yard line, back to the 25-30. Stutter step to the outside, tries to get past a man and does. 35-40, 45-50 into Richfield territory, taken out at the 45-yard line. That's Jake Hansen, who had a couple big special teams plays last week against Manti, including a fumble recovery on a kickoff.
Yeah, Trey Yardley with a terrific stop for Richfield. It looked like he might go all the way.
And there's the chopper flying over after the opening kick. I think it was a little bit late getting over here compared to some of the other games, but Trojans with great field position to start, led by quarterback senior Beck Sheffield. Motion sweep, Gilson will fall forward, and the Wildcat defense only allowing 2 yards. They like those jet sweeps, Rick, and then they like to cut it upfield immediately.
Yes, and they plant and cut up. And the Morgan has done almost everything well.
Second down and 8, a gain of 2 from Gilson. 2 receivers to either side for Sheffield. Single back at his hip. Man comes in motion. Play fake. Sheffield to pass. Loading up. Pressure comes now. Sheffield on the right. Run to his right. Gets to the 40. Falls forward. Takes a hit. And the ball pops out. He's able to recover it. It's going to be right at the sticks. Close to a first down. I think they're going to give it to him here.
Yeah, he's got a first down. He planted and cut off the right side. Able to break a tackle.
Had a couple Wildcats bearing down on him, and Sheffield, a good athlete, hasn't really had to show that a lot this season, given the way Morgan's ran it. They got trips now to the left, single receiver right side. Sheffield goes hard count. Richfield jumps. So the Wildcats with the first penalty of the game, and Morgan's going to get a 5-yard advantage. And that play just always going to be blown dead, correct, sir?
Yes, as soon as you cross, it's blown dead. You can't go back.
So no free plays like you have at the other levels. Trips lefts remain for Sheffield. Claps the hands. It's a give. Korth cuts back upfield inside the 20. Stays on his feet down inside the 15. Drew Korth, the senior. The wrestlers call him the Hammer. And that's a pretty darn good nickname for the senior running back.
Well, Morgan with a very impressive drive. Of course, they average 49 points a game.
Jet sweep, it's a give up the middle. Wildcats convene well on that play as the jet sweep to Jack Hurd. And again, they like that to bring that man in motion, and then they cut upfield. That time, Richfield snuffs it out for a loss. Loss of 1. Second down and 11. Man comes in motion. Sheffield's going to hand it off. Gilson tripped up. It stays on his feet. Gilson cuts back up. Is met by Malik Fountain. A decent gain of maybe 4 or 5 for Lincoln Gilson.
Yeah, Fountain coming up along with Wright, and they brought him down. But, you know, that's a nice run. But it still gives third and what, 6 to go?
Third down. We'll call it 6. 2 to either side with a single back for Sheffield. Beck claps the hands. Richfield brings pressure. Flags fly. False start against the Trojans. So those 5 yards they got back on the run now eliminated. Third down and long. Chance for Richfield to stand stout here.
Yeah, and the question is, would Morgan try and kick it or would they go for it? You know?
And they've had some good kickers in the past as Sheffield takes a shot at the end zone. It's intercepted. Wildcats pick it off. Wayman picked it off and runs out of bounds at the 20. A big turnover as the Richfield Wildcats. We talked off the air pregame, Rick, how big were turnovers going to be in this game. Richfield strikes first in that category.
And Wayman was waiting for that pass right around the goal line. Threw into double coverage, and Wayman comes up with the interception.
So it'll be at the 20 for Richfield as if it were a touchback. You think Griffin Wayman knows how to read a quarterback's eyes? Because he is the quarterback for the Wildcats, and he'll now lead the offense out for their first drive of the game. First scoreboard tonight, once again brought to you by Richfield Family Dental. See what the Wildcats do on offense here. Single back, trips right, single left. Wayman gets rid of it in a hurry. It's complete to Fountain. Malik looks to fall forward, and Malik's going to get 2, maybe, yeah, they'll call it, give him 2 yards on first down and 10 after the quick swing pass.
Yeah, just a quick screen out in front of the Richfield side of the sideline, and Malik cuts upfield. You know, it's a nice gain, but you'd want to get, they got about 3 yards.
Second down and 7 now. A tighter formation here for the Wildcats, almost a diamond wishbone like look for Richfield. Play clock's at 16. Wildcats now get set. Under center. Wayman. It's going to be a give right side and a hole pushing forward. That's Gage Yardley, who is doing Gage Yardley things. Gets our first Mason Machinery first down of the game. Mason Machinery in Springville and Aurora. They know the farming business.
Just the quick dive up there, and Gage is so tough, able to pick up the first down. A lot of times it looks like he stopped right at the line for no gain.
First down and 10. They stay in the tight formation. Wayman under center. Takes the snap. Misdirection give to Fountain. Malik stutter step falls forward. A good gain on 1st and 10 for Malik Fountain. They give him 4.
This is very much Richfield football. They like to just chip away at it. It does two things. It moves the clock along. It keeps Morgan's offense off the field. And as long as you keep doing it, that's what I think Richfield will do.
Sometimes a good offense or a good defense is a sustained offense. So we'll see what Richfield does here now. 2nd down and 5. Wayman under center. Pitches right side to Fountain. Malik stutters forward. Going to gain 3 on 2nd and 5. Will bring up 3rd down and 2.
Yeah, that time just a quick pitch back to Malik. And Fountain has carried the ball now 3 times for Richfield already early in this game. The only other give was to Yardley.
3rd down and 2 for the Wildcats. A big one here. Wayman under center. They go with those 3 elite athletes in the backfield once again. Wayman takes the snap. It's a give right up the middle. Yardley falls forward. He's got his 2nd Mason Machinery first down. Gage Yardley again moves the sticks.
Just very explosive. And one of the things that Grantsville said was interesting to him is they were surprised. They knew Richfield was fast, but they said the speed when they actually got there, that it was impressive to them.
1st down and 10. Yep. Under center Wayman. It's going to be a handoff right side to Slate Wrights. Wrights pushes forward, and it's a gain of 3 on 1st down. Richfield just kind of picking their spots, Rick, getting these 3-4-yard chunks. Like you said earlier, playing Richfield football.
Yeah, and sometimes they'll throw a pass in here or there, but right now they've been running the football. And this is a stout defense. Keep in mind, 6 shutouts. So
yeah, tied a school record set back in 1979 for the Morgan Trojans. They allowed 3 points in region play, which is just absurd. Wayman in the gun, trips to the right, single receiver left. It's a handoff up the middle, and Morgan convenes. Best defensive play so far of the first quarter for the Trojans. That tackle made by number 8, Bridger Ostrander.
Yeah, Richfield trying to throw kind of a little misdirection there, and Morgan was not fooled.
Still goes forward for a short gain. 3rd down and 5 as the Wildcats approach midfield. Tight formation again for Wayman. Gets the call in from Coach Thorson under center. Wayman takes the snap. Handoff left side. Yardley trying to get to that edge. He will get to the edge, and he gets the 1st down and then some. Stays in bounds at the 35, and they're going to mark him out of bounds at the 40. That's good enough for another Mason Machinery first down. 3 first downs on this drive, Rick, all of them from Gage Yardley.
Yeah, and you could see from the start, if you're watching, you're thinking, well, he's not going to get around that edge, but Yardley is sneaky fast, able to get around the edge. And now, oh, someone threw something. I thought maybe that was a flag. And when he got around, I thought, oh, he's going to get that 1st down.
Stayed on his feet well, but they say he stepped out at the 40. 1st down and 10 for the Wildcats. Yardley under center Wayman under center rather. Handoff to Malik Fountain. Malik's going to get 2 on 1st down and 10.
Yeah, they sent Yardley to the left, Fallick to the right, and they just quickly gave it to Malik.
2nd down and 8 coming up here for the Richfield Wildcats. New play call comes in. Wayman checks his quarterback wristband. Again, it's pick your poison with those 3 athletes in the backfield for Richfield, all so explosive. Wayman pitches right side to Slate Wrights. Right trying to get that edge with the block and just falls forward, still going. Thought he was just going to get back to the original line. Ends up falling forward for a gain of 3. So 2nd and 8 becomes 3rd and 5.
Yeah, you would think this is probably in 2-down territory. Of course, if you're Richfield, you're hoping you don't have to go on a 4th down. But I would guess if they pick up any kind of yardage and didn't get the 1st down, they would look at going for it.
Got a diamond formation to the left with 4 receivers and a single receiver high as Wayman gets a new play call in. This quarter moving along quickly, Rick, with Richfield keeping it on the ground. We're already with 5 minutes remaining in the opening quarter. Wayman in the gun. Takes a snap, gets rid of it in a hurry to Wrights. Slate makes the catch, has a good block. Wrights inside the 30, 35, 25, 20, down to the 15-yard line. Slate Wrights with a catch and run, and he gets a Mason Machinery first down. The sticks move again for Richfield on 3rd down.
There were 2 really important things. That the pass wasn't the greatest pass. Slate came down with it, and then he just muscled his way up the field. That was a terrific play for Richfield.
1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. Wayman under center. Griffin takes it. It's a handoff to Yardley. Patient running from Gage. Just picked that hole right apart and goes forward. It's going to get 3 yards on the play. Will bring up 2nd down.
Yeah, and just trying to show patience and move upfield.
Forward progress is going to give him just 2, so 2nd down and 8.
Well, they moved it back. They actually
it's only a yard.
They did show 2 yards. In all fairness to you, then they moved it back.
We get used to watching the chains as broadcasters, don't we? Under center, it's Wayman. Takes the snap, fakes the pitch, handoff counter inside to Fountain. Malik looks to push forward, and he's going to get a couple, bring up another 3rd down here.
Yeah, just where's at the 12-yard line.
Need to get down to the 6 for a first down, so going to be 3rd down and 7 here for the Richfield offense. So they'll make another substitution here on 3rd down. Would you say this is 4-down territory?
Well, it depends on if you want to try and go for a field goal. If you don't make it, I don't know. We'll see.
New formation is they go trips to the right, 2 receivers left. Wayman sends Wrights in motion. It's a handoff to Slate. Slate looks to cut back upfield. Burst of speed inside, and he's going to be right at the sticks. This is going to depend on the spot here.
Well, I think he's got the first down looking where they're at. Well, they're putting a hand in the air, so maybe not.
And Richfield just goes hurry here. 4th and short. The Wildcats go in a hurry. Wayman goes hard count. Takes it off the wedge right side. Does Morgan stop Richfield? I think they do based on the spot here. We'll see what the official call is on the field. Richfield tried to go quick.
Well, I think he's got it where they put it. No, he doesn't.
They say Morgan gets the stop.
They had to get to the 5.
Morgan gets into the red zone and throws an interception. Richfield with a long, sustained drive pans out at the 6-yard line. Or times out, I guess you could say, at the 6-yard line.
Well, there's no score in this game, and these 2 teams both average over 40 points a game.
Richfield took a lot of time off the clock there and no points to show for it. We'll see if that bites him later on. Sheffield in the gun, brings a man in motion. This play is going to be blown dead as flags come flying in. A false start. That's going to be the 2nd one on Morgan in this 1st quarter. So that'll move him back half the distance and give Richfield breathing down the necks of the Trojans.
It moves it between the 2.5 and 3, well, between the 2 and the 3-yard line.
So 1st down and 13. Sheffield standing in his own end zone in shotgun formation. Brings Gilson in motion. It's going to be a handoff to Korth up the middle, and the Wildcats stand tough. It's going to be no gain on the plays. He got back to where the ball was snapped.
Richfield shifted at the last moment, and they shifted right into where the ball was going.
Good hit from Slate Wrights.
Tell you, Slate, pound for pound, is as good a hitter as anyone in the state.
2 receivers to the right, single left for Sheffield, brings Gilson left to right. Tough snap, throw over the middle for Sheffield, and it's high and incomplete as he tried getting that to Ben Russell, who had a nice game last week against Manti. 3rd down and long now.
Yeah, and there was a little bit of pressure coming, so he had to rush his throw.
Kessler Robinson got in there. Here we go. 3rd and long, right where Richfield's defense wants to put Morgan in these difficult situations. Sheffield rather takes the snap, pressure coming in. Sheffield running, throws. That's incomplete. Richfield's wanting intentional grounding, and I think they're going to get it.
That's going to be a safety because he threw it in the end zone.
He was not outside the tackle box. There was no receiver in the area. That's textbook.
They could wave it off. They're going to discuss, but that would be a safety.
Safety for the Wildcats. Wow.
So being stopped on the 5-yard line might not have been that bad a thing, because Richfield gets a safety here to start the ball game.
So that's going to make it 2-0. Sheffield just running out of room, trying to get the number of the Wildcat that got in there to bring him down. Number 60 for Richfield. Luke Worley was the one to make contact and force him to throw that ball.
And Luke Worley just got in there and brought him down. Luke's had a nice season for Richfield.
So now the free kick from Morgan.
Now, they can...
As our good friend George Felt dropping a dime on us here in quarter number 1. Team to score first in championship game has gone on to win 72% of the time. I like it. If you're a Richfield fan, you like those odds.
Yeah, but there's still 28% of the teams have come back and won.
That's
so
right.
I do point that out.
So yeah,
you can either kick off a tee here, or you can do a punt, but it's treated the same way here after a safety.
Again, big shout out to George Felt. I like these little nuggets.
Oh,
he
I
comes
do too.
and drops in the middle of the broadcast.
And
yeah.
when I looked behind me, I was happy it was George.
You and George are good friends. You've contacted each other over the years. Met him for the first time last week, Rick. It was like meeting a celebrity for you.
Yeah, and that's honest truth. It was like meeting a celebrity.
Yeah. So Morgan will have the free kick from the 20-yard line here after the safety. Kick to be handled by number 84, Thomas Hicks. Hicks who kicks for Morgan. Good boot. Wildcats fielded at the 24-yard line. Yardley heads up towards the 40. Excellent tackle. Good field position for Richfield, but the Trojans did a good job covering. Not easy to bring a guy like Gage Yardley down, and it will be 1st and 10 Wildcats with a 2-point lead.
And when you say that's a great tackle, that was Cade Spence, because Yardley, he gets going on you. He's tough to bring down.
So it'll be 1st down and 10 for the Richfield Wildcats. Picked up several Mason Machinery first downs on that last drive, trying to find the Apex Foot and Ankle Institute end zone now on this drive.
Did you ever think you'd see a 2-0 score in this game?
No, maybe very early. And it still is the first quarter, but not 10 minutes in. Wayman under center. Griff takes the snap. It's going to be a follow play for the quarterback, and Morgan snuffs that out extremely well. Forward progress going to make it a short loss on the play.
Yeah, and Griff tried to follow a little bit too slow when they got up there. And I'll tell you, Morgan's big and physical, and they just stuffed that out.
So it'll be 2nd down and 11. Looks like there's a little bit of a medical situation on the Morgan sideline. Hoping for all the best down there. We didn't see a game play stopped for anyone who was injured or anything like that. So, again, just hoping for the best with what's going on Morgan's sideline. Wanted to make you aware of that. 2nd and 11. Fakes the counter. Wayman throws over the middle, and that's just incomplete. Not quite on the same page on the outside with Pollock, as that'll bring up 3rd down and long now.
Yeah, Pollock was open, but only for about 3 or 4 yards.
Led him a little bit too far to the left. So now 3rd down and 11. Richfield will go with this diamond formation here to the left with a single receiver far side right. It's 3rd down and 11. Wayman awaits the snap. Takes it back, pumps, gets single coverage, goes deep. He's got a man. That's picked off. Intercepted on the far side by Despain, and now Morgan in the turnover category. Had the single coverage. I don't know that the receiver saw it coming, and that's Jack Despain, the senior corner, with the pick.
Yeah, it was a little underthrown, trying to get it over deep. Had it gone deep, Malik was behind Despain, but Despain had his eye on the ball and came down with it.
So each team's even. Well, would you call the safety a turnover? Would you count? I would count it as a turnover.
Well, both teams with an interception.
Yes. 1st down and 10, minute 10 to go in this opening quarter off the turnover. It's a handoff. Korth up the middle. Richfield convenes well, and Korth gets 2 yards to bring up 2nd down and 8. Korth is not an easy guy to bring down for this Morgan offense. Richfield doing a good job containing him early. 2nd down and 8 for Morgan. Likely just another play or two before we get you to the end of the first quarter. Sheffield in the gun, 2 receivers to either side. Brings a man in motion. It's Hurd. Play fake. Sheffield rolls out to his right, looking to become a runner again, and Sheffield's going to hit that corner and get into Richfield territory at the 50-yard line, right near the first down marker. Mark him back at the
he stepped out of bounds.
49. So, yes, going to be a few yards shy. Gets to the 49 of Richfield as Morgan, for the second time tonight, into Wildcat territory.
Unlike you, he rolled, and it looked like he was real close to the first down.
They go no huddle. You saw this a lot. You saw this a lot last week against Manti. Morgan likes to play with pace. As a man goes in motion, it's Jack Hurd. New play call comes in from the sideline. They'll go trips left, single receiver to the right side. Sheffield brings Korth from left to right at his hip. Claps the hands. Pumps for Beck. Pocket collapsing. He's going to run forward for it, and he's going to get close to the first down, and does get the first down by a couple of yards.
Yeah, he just tucked it and ran nobody open as he was going to pass the football.
20 seconds left in this opening quarter of the 3A state championship game. A quick-moving quarter. We've had some slow quarters today with some of the passing that's gone on. Not the case here today in 3A. Gilson goes in motion. It's a give Korth. Korth with a big hole left side. Cuts back with some blockers. Inside the 40 to the 35, down at the 32-yard line goes Korth. They call him the Hammer, Drew Korth. Excellent wrestler, moves the sticks, and Morgan gets another first down. That will likely end our first quarter, and it does. After 1 quarter of play on the Richfield Family Dental scoreboard, it's Richfield 2, Morgan 0. If you had that on your bingo card, congratulations. We got second quarter action next on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network. TeamHive.live with KSLSports.com.
Mountain Land Supply of Richfield is the Central Utah leader in plumbing, waterworks, turf, and ag irrigation. Mountain Land Supply features an entire line of Rainbird sprinklers and systems for your yard or commercial property, and backs it up with an extremely knowledgeable staff that cares about the local community because they live here. Visit them at 2104 South Red Hills Drive in Richfield, or call for a showroom appointment 435-896-9606. Mountain Land Supply is proud to sponsor high school sports and wishes the teams, coaches, and players success.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back on in. Second quarter getting underway once again on our Richfield Family Dental scoreboard. Richfield 2, Morgan 0. Yes, all we've had in this opening half, Rick, is a safety with 2 teams that put up points. At least they did through the course of this season.
Yeah, and both teams have been in the red zone once, and neither team got a touchdown or a field goal.
Fun fact about Drew Korth, our colleague Robert Lovell, who's here in the booth with us, just shared, he's the 24th ranked wrestler in the state, regardless of weight or classification. You know he's a stud. As it's going to be a quarterback keep for Sheffield up the middle, design run. A lot of Sheffield's runs in that quarter were not by design, kind of forced to that time. An option read, he takes it right up the gut, gets 5 yards.
Yeah, that's a nice run for Sheffield. And if you get 5 yards a carry, you're in pretty good shape.
Second down and 5 for the Trojans. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Single back is Korth with Sheffield. Drew Korth, senior running back. This is a very senior Morgan team with some good youth sprinkled in. Play fake for Sheffield. Pocket holds. He's going to take a shot over the middle. Has Gilson wide open. In for 6, and the Trojans get on the board. Can't leave a guy like Lincoln Gilson that open as Morgan finds the end zone.
Yeah, they obviously fooled Richfield and some broken coverage there. Gilson was all alone at about the 5-yard line when he caught it. There was nobody within 5 to 10 yards of him.
An excellent play. And the Trojans with their first lead of this game. Lincoln Gilson is an athlete. That kid in the run game, out in the receiving game, just makes plays happen. So extra point coming here for the Trojans. They have a different kicker on for the extra point than they did last week. Carter Gorham, the sophomore kicker, is able to put that one through. So with 11 minutes and 27 seconds remaining in the second quarter, it's Morgan 7, Richfield 2 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and TeamHive.live with KSLSports.com.
The holidays. And holiday trips. And holiday toys. And holiday bonding. And it all comes together in a Chevrolet.
Find your red tag. Get 1.9% financing on all 2024 Silverado 1500 pickups. Plus, get $3,750 total value on this Silverado when you trade in an eligible vehicle. See your Rocky Mountain Chevy dealers.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back. It's Morgan 7, Richfield 2. Quick hitter to start this second quarter. After all we had was a safety, a quick touchdown to the flood. Morgan and Manti was scoreless after a quarter last week, Rick, and then the floodgates opened. Is that what we're going to see here in quarter number 2?
I don't know. The defense so far has been tough on both of them. But that Morgan looked impressive on that play. They just were able to move the football.
We'll see what Richfield's response is here off the turnovers, as this is fielded by Fountain at the 20-yard line. Malik then gets to the 30, turns the corner, has a blocker if he can make that guy miss, and he does not. An excellent tackle by Hurd in the open field. Still good field position for the Wildcats out at the 35.
Yeah, if Hurd doesn't bring him down, Malik had lots of room. I don't think he had room to score.
Sure.
But Hurd with a terrific tackle probably saved 15, 20 yards.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line for the Richfield offense. Again, after that interception, looking to bounce back. Again, a quick moving first half. We're not even to 7:30 yet. And into the second quarter, it's a handoff left side, Yardley. Yardley follows, gets a good push, but is only going to get 2 yards as Morgan stands stout yet again.
Yeah, and they're obviously keen on Yardley. Yardley's a person you have to key on, and that's why it's been a lot of Malik and a lot of Wrights.
2nd down and 8. Tight formation for Richfield as they're getting a new play call in here. We'll see what, again, this is a big drive for Richfield trying to answer. Don't want to let that momentum. Morgan's both these teams dangerous enough. Momentum could be huge at any point in this ball game. Wayman, hands off. Fountain falls forward. A good run from Malik. Got 3 on 2nd and 7. 3rd down and 5 now for the Richfield offense.
Yeah, the ball at Richfield's 40-yard line, they gave to Malik on a right dive off the right guard. He spun around and fell down to the 40-yard line.
3rd down and 5. Now go trips left. Single receiver right for Wayman with a single back. That back is Slate Wrights. Play clock's at 19. Game clock at 10:15. Wrights now goes wide to the right. Empty set for Wayman. Wayman takes the snap. Fires over the middle and completes. A little to the outside. Good coverage by the Trojans. That was intended for Fountain. Carter Mabos with the stop.
And Morgan only rushed 3 defenders on that. And so they had a lot of defenders back in the backfield.
Slate Wrights goes back to punt. Done a good job punting for the Wildcats this year. We'll see how the special teams now plays in effect for Richfield. Wrights takes a good snap. Kick is extremely high. We'll see how far this goes as it's muffed and the Wildcats pick it up. No, the ball's on the ground and Morgan get it back. Richfield's got it. The Wildcats with a special teams play.
Oh, and there was a fair catch called there. And now Morgan has an interception and a fumble in this ball game.
Yeah, the fair catch. And who'd we say likes to wreck games and game plans, Rick? One Mr. Gage Yardley as he does so there. 1st and 10, Richfield now at the 31.
Also there for the Wildcats was Kessler Robinson. Robinson has done a nice job.
He's had a really good season for the Wildcats. Agreed. Diamond formation to the left, single receiver right. Empty set for Griffin Wayman. Wayman takes the snap, gets rid of it in a hurry, outside right. Slate makes the catch, cuts back upfield on that left side, and gets a good gain on 1st down.
Yeah, just a quick screen right in front of the Richfield bench. And Wrights cuts upfield to pick up a nice pickup.
And a Morgan player getting up a little bit slowly, and I think they're going to have him come out. That's Nick Despain, who had the interception earlier in this game. They're going to have to make a substitution here for him.
Because they stopped the clock, you have to sub.
Yes. Excuse me, Jack Despain. Nick Despain, an older brother that was the quarterback of the last state champion Morgan Trojans. So apologies for getting some brotherly names mixed up there. Welcome to calling games for small schools. 2nd down and 5 for the Richfield Wildcats. They go diamond formation to the right, single receiver left for Griffin Wayman. Wayman approaches, takes the snap, quick hitter again to Wrights. That's a backwards pass, and Wrights just lets it go out kind of follows it out of bounds, guards it out of bounds. Big loss for Richfield there.
And that's a big play, as it was definitely a backwards pass. And Wright wisely went after it.
So now 3rd down and long. 2nd and 5 will become 3rd and 20 here? 3rd and 18 for the Wildcat offense. Yeah, 3rd and 18.
The ball's marked at the 38-yard line. They have to get to the 20 for the first down.
If you're just joining us, Richfield getting a safety in the opening quarter. Morgan scored early in the second quarter, and that's how we get to 7-2. Split back set here for Wayman. Takes the snap. It's a give Yardley. Yardley falls forward and is just taken down for a loss. That does not happen very often. Coming up with that stop for the Morgan Trojans, number 85 for Morgan. That's Noah Berklin. That Berklin name is a household name within the Trojan athletic program.
Yeah, they've had some good girls that played basketball for them. And that one, Berklin blitzed right into the hole where Yardley was running. And so Morgan couldn't have called a better blitz.
Not often Gage Yardley gets brought down for a loss, let alone a loss of 4. Wrights to punt again. Last punt was muffed, remember, here by the Trojans. Wrights has some good time. A high kick goes to the left side. Will take a bounce inside the 20. Oh, that stays in play, Rick. I've never seen a punt bend back that way, and it will be down at the 10-yard line. A good punt from Slate Wrights.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to go out of bounds around the 18, 19-yard line. See where it hits out of bounds. Yeah, the 19, and then it bounces and stays in and goes down to the, let's see if they mark it at the 9 or 10. I think they'll mark it at the 10.
So the Trojan offense comes back out, got a touchdown on their last possession that they fully had with Lincoln Gilson. They'll go trips left, single receiver right for Sheffield. Single back set is Korth. Sheffield claps the hands. Pocket holds well. Sheffield now running out to his right. Decides to try and cut up field, and the Wildcats convene, only allowing a yard or two on the play. Excellent job by Richfield containing the quarterback on that scramble.
Yeah, and I believe in on the tackle for Richfield that time was Tevin Vakauta-Kakala. Tevin, just a freshman.
Yeah. So they give him 4 on the play. 2nd and 6. Thought it was only going to go for 2. Handoff Korth. Korth right up the middle, stays on his feet, shedding tackles, and gets the first down before being brought down by Wayman.
Yeah, and Wayman with a shoestring tackle.
I don't know that there was going to be another guy to get Korth, at least not for a long way. Big tackle from Wayman. Morgan goes no huddle, trips left, single receiver right. Sheffield takes a shot deep downfield, has Gilson, who lays out and makes the catch. Into Richfield territory. They're going to mark him at the 46-yard line. Lincoln Gilson laying it all out there for the first down catch.
Yeah, that was a tremendous catch at any level. He just dove and caught that ball.
Morgan not going to allow Richfield to make defensive substitutions as they go no huddle. Korth right side, big hole, and Korth gets another first down inside the 35 to the 32. Morgan starting to maybe smell a little blood here.
Yeah, they took over at their own 10-yard line on the move here.
Trips left, Sheffield no huddle. Handoff again, Korth goes to the outside and is just bottled up. The Wildcats get a much-needed stop on this drive. Once again, the freshman, Tevin Vakauta-Kakala.
Vakauta-Kakala.
I'm going to let you go with that one. That's going to take me a couple times. 2nd down and 10, no gain on the play. Trips left here for Sheffield, claps the hands. Surveys, pressure comes in now. Sheffield runs, and Tevin brings him down again, but this is just a gain of 2 on the play. The freshman getting some reps here and has been doing what he's been doing all season.
Yeah, and Jay Anderson was also coming in at him.
3rd down and 8 for the Morgan offense. And I'd imagine you're in 4-down territory depending on where this goes, Rick. They'll go 2 receivers to either side, single back for Sheffield. Wildcats showing 5 at the line of scrimmage. Sheffield claps the hands. Design roll to his left. Will load up and throw it. And he's got a man who makes the catch. A flag's going to come in here as that catch was made by number 11.
He may have stepped out of bounds here. We'll have to see what they call. I think I didn't see contact, so.
Yeah, I would be surprised if this was any kind of a pass interference. An eligible receiver downfield.
Yeah.
So that's huge for Morgan. I don't know that it would have been enough for the first down. It was going to be close. But either way, this now brings up 3rd down and long. Big penalty.
Yeah, it's a 5-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage.
I think he would have had enough for the first down by a yard, so that's a massive penalty.
But I thought when he caught it, he landed out of bounds. Maybe he was still in bounds. But nonetheless, Morgan's really been on the move here.
3rd down and 12 for Sheffield. Trips left, single receiver far right. Sheffield claps, fires right, has a man. It's dropped. The hit by Malik Fountain popped the football out. Boston Zach with the drop. That does not happen very much with Boston, and a big play from Fountain.
Yeah, and he was open for the reception, but Malik was right there to hit him as soon as the ball got there. And I would guess Morgan's going to go for it here.
Yeah. 4th down and 12 from the 34-yard line. Need to get to the 22. Do the Trojans. 2 to either side for Sheffield. Korth is his back. Claps the hands. Richfield brings blitz. It's picked up well. Sheffield throws over the middle, and that is incomplete, which works out better. It was a near interception, but better field position now for the Wildcats as they force the turnover on downs.
Yeah, Gage Yardley could smell blood on that one, and he came over and knocked it down. And for Richfield, after Morgan had moved it just quickly up the field into Richfield territory, Richfield comes up with a big stop.
Oh, Rick, it's amazing what a penalty can do to a drive, and that right there.
It was only a
Richfield.
5-yard penalty.
Exactly. That's how significant it was. It would have been a first down on something that was completely unrelated to the play with a man downfield like that.
I think maybe that man was covered, but I don't know.
Oh, I see what you're saying, yeah. 1st down and 10. Wayman, handoff left side, and Morgan convenes quickly. No gain, maybe even a half a yard loss on the play for the Wildcat offense here.
Yeah, Slate Wright's trying to cut upfield. Did get to the line of scrimmage.
Good tackle by number 51. That's Miles Sydenham, just a sophomore for the Morgan defense. 2nd down and 10, no gain on the play as the Wildcats stay in this tight formation. Again, a quick-moving first half, Rick. We might be done by the time BYU kicks off the way that – no, I kid. There's no way that's going to happen. But it is a quick-moving game. Handoff left side to Wrights. Wrights will push forward and get 2 yards. 3rd down and 8 coming up as the pile is stopped and forward progress is made.
Yeah, and Morgan has kind of figured a few things out on a couple plays here. Richfield trying to dive to the left side, and Morgan's there to stop him.
3rd down and 8 for the Richfield offense. 2 receivers to either side here as they get the play call in from the Richfield sideline. Single back set here for Wayman. Big 3rd down. 5:35 to go before halftime in a 7-2 game. Richfield needing a Mason Machinery first down. Wayman gets rid of it quickly. Complete. Pollock makes the catch. Makes the first guy miss. Is not going to make the next 2. Only gets a yard out of it. 4th down coming up. Likely another punt for Richfield.
Yeah, it's a quick screen pass out to the right side. They had 2 to the right, 2 to the left. And Morgan was quickly in there to prevent any chance of a first down.
So it'll be 4th down for the Richfield offense yet again as Slate Wrights will look to send this deep for the 3rd time tonight. Again, under 5 to go here before halftime. Wrights, great boot as this is fielded at the 30-yard line. Wildcats get in. There's a missed tackle, but a flag comes in. Is only going to be a gain of 2 going forward on the punt return. Let's see what this flag is here, Rick.
Well, you'd guess it's one of, if it's on the receiving team, you'd guess a block in the back or a hold or a face mask if it's on.
Yeah.
I personally think there was a block in the back, but we'll see.
Let's see what body language is always very telling. And I think this is going to go on Richfield here. Yeah, they do call the face mask on the Wildcats. See what we get.
Watch that again. They were right there. The timing of the flag is why I thought that.
So it's fielded.
Yeah,
Yep.
He got the face mask.
Yep. Good call from this crew. 1st down and 10. Great field position for Morgan now after the penalty out at the 49 knocking on Richfield territory. Gilson goes in motion. Sheffield design run, spins out of a tackle, then looks to go forward, stays on his feet. A good gain. Beck Sheffield looked like he was going to get dropped for a loss. Ends up gaining 6.5, 7 yards out of it.
Yeah, fairly shifty there, and you're right. It looked like he was going to be stopped, but he did get the 6 yards.
2nd down and 4. Once again, Morgan goes no huddle. 2 receivers to either side for Sheffield. Beck will clap the hands. Back to pass, pressure comes in. Sheffield has time, throws deep, has a man. It's caught by Russell, and he's in. 4-6, the Trojans. 2 plays, and they're into the end zone. Senior receiver Ben Russell hauling that one in.
There's a flag.
That there is, and body language is telling us this is going to go on the Trojans.
I'm suspicious they didn't have enough men in the. They had too many in the back. No illegal man downfield.
2nd time that Morgan has been called for that, as that's going to take the touchdown away. So again, is this an offensive lineman getting downfield, or was someone covered up?
Let's take a look here. Oh, they're covered. See those two?
Yeah.
They're both lined up equally, and they both were on the line. They both went downfield. As soon as he throws that pass, that's an easy call. I know the Morgan fans didn't like it, but that was obvious.
2nd down and 9. 2 receivers to either side. Sheffield on 2nd and 9 following the penalty has all kinds of time dancing. Now rolls out to his left, is going to throw it on the run. Has Gilson there, who hauls it in and makes the catch down at the 20-yard line. No flags on that play. Morgan gets down inside the 20.
I want to give credit to our producer there, Barrett Hilton, with that replay and our camera work.
What a throw from Sheffield, and Gilson again just coming back, getting that hands on the football. Morgan goes no huddle. 2 to either side for Sheffield, brings a man in motion. It's going to be a design run for Sheffield. He's wrapped up and brought down immediately. Kessler Robinson with the stop.
Worley's in there also, along with Kessler. Those 2 were animals coming in on that side.
2nd down and 10, no gain on the play for Morgan. So we're at 3:31 to go before halftime. Still just a 7-2 ball game after that touchdown taken away from the penalty. Sheffield gets rid of it quickly. Complete to Olsen down the sideline. Oh, my goodness. Gage laying the wood. Yardley should be the nickname. What a hit from Gage. A legal football hit after a gain of 5.
And he just came in and knocked him back.
Wow.
A nice pickup, but it's still 3rd and 5. I would guess Morgan will go for it on 4th down again if they don't get it.
Trips right. It's a give to Korth. Korth has that seam up the middle. He's right near, and I think they're going to give him the 1st down.
I think he's going to be a hair short.
No, they do say 4th down. Would you look at that? So Morgan going quickly here. Remember, Richfield had a 4th and short at about this exact spot on the field. Did not get it. Shotgun. Gilson goes in motion. They go hard count. Richfield shows blitz. Sheffield looks to the sideline, gets a new play call in with under 3 to go before halftime. Sheffield gives to Korth, right side, 1st down and then some inside the 5 to the 4. 1st and goal, Morgan.
Yeah, and very impressive that time. Able to cut on the right side and easily picked up the 1st down.
1st and goal from the 4 for the Trojans. They'll go trips left, single right once again here for Sheffield. Korth is in the back. Hurd comes in motion. It's an option read, and Sheffield will walk in untouched as the Trojans score for the 2nd time in the quarter to make it 13-2 with the PAT pending.
Yeah, and Morgan's had control of this ball game ever since the safety. Richfield able to get a turnover deep in Morgan territory, but they had a backwards pass. They lost yardage, and they have not been able to take advantage. And Morgan has really looked impressive the last couple drives.
Carter Gorham will attempt the PAT here, looking to push it to a 12-point game, which would officially mark it a high kick off the post. No, so the PAT is no good with 2 minutes and 26 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. It's Morgan 13, Richfield 2 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
This is Rick Robinson, branch manager, Richfield. At Zions Bank, we're not just your bank, we're your neighbors. And with a branch right around the corner and the convenience of online and mobile banking, we're here for you, wherever you are. For all of your personal and business banking needs, come visit us and let us show you how Zions Bank is for you.
These days, kids do a lot of their homework online. They talk to their teachers, they receive assignments, and they do research, all from our kitchen table. That's why I chose Centracom Fiber Internet. They have the fastest and most reliable connection, so my kids can stay on top of their schoolwork.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back on in. Morgan and Richfield. The Trojans lead 13-2. Following the touchdown, they missed the PAT. Richfield got to get some points here before halftime, Rick.
It bounced off the goalpost, and you may say, oh, you don't see that often. It's happened a little more in the playoffs on these college fields.
Yes.
And it's, again, because the goalposts are 5 feet closer.
There you have it. Rules expert Rick Robinson as a low kick takes a bounce. Reitzel fielded at the 14-yard line. Heads left side. Trying to get to the 20. Now cuts upfield, spins, and is down at the 24. 1st and 10 Wildcats. They got 2:19. Neither team has taken a timeout yet.
No.
That's the other part of why this half has moved so quickly.
And I'll tell you, I've been impressed with Morgan's tackling. And I don't know why you wouldn't be impressed with them, because they've only given up an average of 6 points a game, but their tackling has been really solid.
Oh, wholeheartedly agree. 1st down and 10 for the Wildcats on our Richfield Family Dental scoreboard. It's now 13-2 Morgan. Trips left, single receiver right for Wayman. Wayman awaits the snap. Gets rid of it quickly. Complete to Wrights. Has some blocking. No, that's Yardley. Gage Yardley with the 1st down, and he gets out of bounds for the Wildcats. A good catch and run.
Yeah, and they had gone to Wrights on that. This time they put Yardley out there and brought Wrights up there to block. What a great block by Wrights.
Ball gets to the 36. 1st down and 10 Richfield. That 1st down brought to you by Mason Machinery in Springville and Aurora. They know the farming business and have the equipment, pieces, and financing that assures your farming success. Wayman's going to roll to his left, pumps, avoids the sack, and then it ultimately goes down back at the 30-yard line. And he had something to say to the Morgan defender as he got up. Big loss on the play. The good news, you still got it down.
Yeah, and Morgan only bringing 3 people.
You still got a couple downs. My apologies.
And able to put pressure on Richfield. That's really a factor. If they can put pressure with only rushing 3, that puts 8 in the backfield, and it's hard to find someone open.
2nd down and 16, a loss of 6 for Yardley with 1:36 to go before halftime. Trips to the left, single receiver right. Wayman takes the snap, rolls to his left. Going to try and run it. The ball comes out and goes out of bounds. So another loss on the play for Richfield.
Yeah, and that time Morgan brought another defender in. But again, pressure on Richfield immediately.
Saw Wayman, just lose the football. It takes a good bounce out for Richfield.
And I think it was Bracken Saunders who came in and put the hit on Wayman from Morgan.
3rd down and 19. It's a loss of 3 as the clock is stopped at 1:21. Play clock down to 10 here for the Richfield offense. They may take a timeout here, Rick. I think that's what they're going to do. No, down to 2 and with 1. And Coach will take a timeout. I believe he got it in time. And yep, timeout to the Wildcats. Timeout brought to you by Riverstone Contractors, Riverstone Plumbing and Heating in Richfield. And now Beaver has equipment and skills to perform timely, high-quality service and residential commercial jobs. We'll be back on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TMIV.live and KSLSports.com.
Yo, just a reminder to shop Shepherd's Carpet and Flooring, offering windows and glass sales and installation, including window tinting. Shepherd's Carpet and Flooring, 410 North Main in Richfield, has a huge inventory and always sells at rock bottom prices, and Shepherd's has the service to back it all up. Click shepherdscarpets.com. Carpet, flooring, windows, and glass, and more. Shop Shepherd's Carpet and Flooring, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Click shepherdscarpets.com and sit back and try to wipe that big old smile off your face.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
And we welcome you back on in. 1:21 to go before halftime. 3rd down and 19 for the Richfield offense. Trips to the right, single receiver left. Wayman takes the snap. It's a counter. Left side. Fountain with some space. Has a block. Stays on his feet. Still going. He's going to get right at the marker and just be a yard, maybe a half yard shy, Rick. What a run from Fountain. And now Richfield's lining up. Maybe see if you can catch Morgan offside here. 4th down and short as they bring in another edge blocker. Tight formation, 4th and 1, 50 seconds. It's a give left side. Yardley pushes forward and he's got the first down with ease as Richfield is going to call a second timeout here with 44 seconds remaining. Or do they? No, they don't call the timeout.
No, they stop it because of the first down.
I thought I saw Coach Thorson running out onto the field.
Well, he might have, but I don't know if he realized the clock stopped.
Trips left here for Wayman. Game clock's at 30 seconds. It's going to be another give. Left side, tough running for Yardley as he falls forward for a gain of 8. And now Coach Thorson does run out and call the timeout with 23 seconds remaining before halftime. So this is interesting, Rick. Richfield has gotten into better position here after that counter. Excuse me, that was Slate Wrights that got that carry, not Yardley. Well, that'll bring up 2nd down here. What do you like play call-wise here? You got 1 timeout, 23 seconds left. The ball is at your own 46, or your opponent's 46.
Well, I think they'll try and pass it here. They've kind of gone away from that because Morgan was only rushing 3, sometimes 4. And if you're able to do that, put pressure on the quarterback, it's very difficult to throw. And so we'll see how Morgan lines up to defend this.
2nd down and 3. Trips to the left, single receiver light to the right. 1 timeout left for the Richfield Wildcats. Wayman looks at that wristband. Morgan crowd making a lot of noise just beneath us here in the booth. Wayman gets a single coverage and just incomplete throw, trying to get it to right. It's not the worst outcome that you could have there. It stops the clock with 20 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I think that ball slipped out of his hands. It's really cold. The ball was well short.
3rd down and 3.
If you're Richfield, you're thinking, boy, if we get some points, we will receive the football to start the second half.
Field goal would cut it to a 1-score game here. Yardley, it's a handoff to Wrights. Wrights goes left side, trying to get to that sideline, and Morgan just snuffs it out. It'll be 4th down, and I'm not sure if you're Richfield, you just run this down to 3 seconds, maybe take a shot at the end zone. And let's see, Morgan call a timeout here. Oh no, Richfield takes it with 7 seconds left. So interesting to see what they draw up here.
Yeah, I think they wanted it to run down, and they'll just try and throw something down there.
Should be interesting. This timeout brought to you by Riverstone Contractors. Call Pete at Riverstone Plumbing and Heating at 896-6264. Coming up, it's our halftime show brought to you by Jones & DeMille Engineering. From first downs to touchdowns, the Jones & DeMille Engineering team is here to help you tackle the toughest infrastructure issues. So 4th and 5, you want to hold the ball long enough that time expires, that you don't give the ball back to Morgan with any time left. That's a big part of this.
Yeah, and I think at this point, anything's possible, just so you don't give a turnover for a touchdown.
4th and 5, Wayman rushed, just fires a dart, incomplete, and there's still time on the clock here. I think what are we seeing? 5 seconds? Is that what we're seeing? There's more than 2 seconds came off the clock here. So now does Morgan get a shot? There's no way only 2 seconds came off. Are they saying a half a second's left?
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
Okay.
I think 0.5.
Okay.
So it's one play.
So Morgan's offense does come back out, leading 13-2. Richfield in kind of a prevent here as Sheffield's going to roll to the right with some pressure, and he's just going to skip it out of bounds as that does end our first half. Stick around. Jones & DeMille Engineering halftime show coming up next. It's Morgan 13, Richfield 2 at halftime, and our 3A state championship game on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network. TeamHive.live with KSLSports.com.
I'm Dr. Brandon Beck, and I'm one of the general surgeons at Central Valley Medical Center. One of the best parts of my job as a general surgeon is to interact with a wide variety of people. And many of those people have experienced chronic conditions or painful things for many years. And there is nothing better than helping them to work through those conditions and to have an improved quality of life. I'm happy to be back in Utah at Central Valley Medical Center serving the people in our community.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs.
Simply complete an application on your phone or computer and select the low-rate option you prefer.
And then sit back and enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a low-rate line of credit. Ready for whatever life throws at you.
To learn more or start your application, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
Are you a new CDL license holder? If so, Barney Trucking would like to train and pay you to become a world-class truck driver on state-of-the-art equipment. They also provide you with reliable, courteous support, a fantastic wage, paid holidays, solid benefits, home daily schedules, paid time off, an excellent safety record, and respect. Dependable truck drivers have been Barney Trucking's #1 investment since 1947. Start your outstanding career by applying today at barneyjobs.com. barneyjobs.com.
In the fast-paced world we live in, every second counts. Whether it's staying productive in your home office or enjoying entertainment with no buffering. With CentraWave from Centracom, experience ultra-fast, next-generation, reliable internet that keeps your whole family connected. CentraWave by Centracom. Fast, reliable, everywhere. Get connected today. Visit www.centracom.com/CentraWave or call 1-800-427-8449.
We are all part of a team. Whether you are the quiet hero or the newest recruit, the steady anchor or the moral support, your team needs you. At Intermountain Health, Sevier Valley Hospital, we want to be part of your team. Partner with us on your health and continue to be a game changer for your teammates.
Jones & DeMille Engineering was founded with a simple mission to shape the quality of life with a personalized touch. As a full-service civil engineering firm, they provide value beyond the project, creating places where people live, work, and thrive. For over 40 years, they've proudly served our communities, enhancing lives through their work. Join their team and become a dedicated community improvement leader. Whether you're an engineer or just love infrastructure, they invite you to seek a career with them. Jones & DeMille Engineering, shaping the quality of life.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome into our halftime show. It's brought to you by Jones & DeMille Engineering. It's time for a Sorensen Levitt Insurance Stat Check. Give Corey a call at 896-4471 or Cena at 529-7471. Tanner Wilkinson, Rick Robinson with you. Some halftime stats brought to you by, as mentioned, Sorensen Levitt Insurance and Brad James, if we're being honest here. First downs, Rick. Morgan has 12. Richfield has 6. Net yards rushing. Morgan 109. Richfield 75. Net yards passing, which is what you wanted to see here at the half.
And I think that stat, I don't know what it is yet, is going to be the tell in this game.
83 passing yards for Morgan, 37 for Richfield.
And what percentage completion for Richfield?
40%.
Yeah, and that's been a difference. Morgan has really put the heat on Richfield whenever they've tried to pass.
Now, Morgan only has 3 completions. Granted, they've been for chunk plays.
And they've been big plays.
Yeah.
I think Richfield's defense, I mean, you got a team averaging 49 points a game, and you've held them to 13 points at halftime. I mean, if you're Richfield, you really got to be thinking, if we just get our offensive going, we've done a lot of good things. But can Richfield continue to hold Morgan down? I kind of like what they've done defensively.
Total offensive plays, 36 for Richfield, 30 for Morgan, 112 net yards for the Wildcats, 192 for Morgan. Richfield just 3.1 yards per play, Morgan at 6.4. Penalties, 2 for 20 for Richfield, relatively clean first half. 5 for 21 for Morgan. So Morgan's had more, but they haven't been massive penalties, maybe minus that 5-yarder that was a game changer.
And Richfield had the face mask that moved Morgan upfield, and that was a game changer in my opinion. That got Morgan going, and they did score on that time.
Both teams with an interception. Time of possession. Morgan, 28 minutes. Richfield, 12.
I'm surprised at that.
That's very interesting.
Are you surprised at that?
A little bit. Actually, that can't be right because we've only played 24 minutes, so not sure what that is there, but that's okay. Third down, 3 of 10 for the Wildcats, 1 of 5 for Morgan on third down. So something to keep an eye on there. How we got there, Beck Sheffield with the safety with the intentional grounding call that made it 2-0. Sheffield found Lincoln Gilson for a complete touchdown, 27-yarder. And then Beck Sheffield with a handoff or a carry or an option read, really, where he took it in. That made it 13-2.
And I want to point out on the safety, had Sheffield not passed it,
it would have been a safety.
He was going to get sacked.
Yeah.
So it was a safety regardless. And it's really kind of a smart play because if he gets the ball past the goal line,
the line of scrimmage.
But he also had to be outside the tackles, and he wasn't either one of those.
You know, I think it's smart for quarterbacks. Maybe you take less of a shot if you do throw it. Even if you're going to get called for the sack, you might as well save your body on that. So total numbers here, Malik Fountain, 6 carries, 33 yards. Slate Wrights, 9 carries, 27 yards. Gage Yardley, 7 carries, 25 yards. Wayman 4 for -10, and that gives us to 75. Drew Korth 9 for 60. Beck Sheffield 9 for 39 and a score. Lincoln Gilson 2 for 6. Ben Russell 1 for 5. Jack Hurd 1 for -1. Only one play has not gone forward for Morgan tonight on offense.
Yeah, and they've done a nice job of moving, putting the pressure on Richfield. That being said, there's a lot of defensive plays that I think Richfield's defense has really stepped up. Because, again, they averaged 49 points.
Griffin Wayman, 4 of 10 for 37 yards and an interception, has been sacked once. Beck Sheffield, 3 of 8 for an interception, does have 83 yards and the touchdown. Receiving, Slate Wrights, 1 catch, 20 yards. Gage Yardley, 1 for 12. Malik Fountain, 1 for 3. Lincoln Gilson, all 3 receptions have gone to him for Morgan. 3 catches, 83 yards, and a touchdown there. Some defensive stats here at the half. Leading tackler Noah Berkland had a first half, 10 total tackles, 9 of them solo in the first half, including 2 tackles for loss for Noah Berkland. Jack Despain had the interception, and the 1 sack went to Jace Nye for Morgan. On the flip side for the Richfield Wildcats, leading tackler, a combination of Malik Fountain, Tevin Vaku Takakala.
Vaku Utakakala.
One of these days I'm going to get it right.
Well, I've worked on it.
I was going to say you've practiced.
Yeah, I practiced.
Griffin Wayman does have the interception, pass breakups from Malik Fountain, and Gage Yardley as well defensively. And that is your halftime stat check. Big thanks to Brad James and a big thanks to Sorensen Levitt Insurance for sponsoring said halftime stat check. We're going to get back to it here on our halftime show. Coming up, we'll have our Richfield Community Pharmacy keys to the second half, as well as our second half kickoff, and a score update from around the state next on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
My parents know nothing about gaming. I told them we needed Centricom Fiber because it's by far the fastest and most reliable internet speeds.
Hey bud, dinner's ready. Time to turn off the game box.
Alright, this round's almost over.
Dr. Richard Yardley is proud to welcome Dr. Preston Judy to the Mountain View Vision team. Dr. Judy has a special interest in pediatric eye exams, advanced dry eye treatment, and is accepting new patients. Mountain View Vision Center, serving all of Central Utah, offers comprehensive eye care, specialty contacts, diabetic exams, and the management and treatment of ocular disease. Offering a large inventory of frames and sunglasses, their team will help you find the perfect fit. Keep your vision sharp right here in Richfield with Mountain View Vision, proud sponsor of Central Utah High School sports.
Mountain Land Supply of Richfield is the Central Utah leader in plumbing, waterworks, turf, and ag irrigation. Mountain Land Supply features an entire line of Rainbird sprinklers and systems for your yard or commercial property, and backs it up with an extremely knowledgeable staff that cares about the local community because they live here. Visit them at 2104 South Red Hills Drive in Richfield or call for a showroom appointment 435-896-9606. Mountain Land Supply is proud to sponsor high school sports and wishes the teams, coaches, and players success.
The holidays. And holiday trips. And holiday toys. And holiday bonding. And it all comes together in a Chevrolet.
Find your red tag. Get 1.9% financing on all 2024 Silverado 1500 pickups. Plus, get $37.50 total value on this Silverado when you trade in an eligible vehicle. See your Rocky Mountain Chevy dealers.
This is Rick Robinson, branch manager, Richfield. At Zions Bank, we're not just your bank. We're your neighbors. And with a branch right around the corner and the convenience of online and mobile banking, we're here for you, wherever you are. For all of your personal and business banking needs, come visit us and let us show you how Zions Bank is for you.
These days, kids do a lot of their homework online. They talk to their teachers, they receive assignments, and they do research, all from our kitchen table. That's why I chose Centricom Fiber Internet. They have the fastest and most reliable connection, so my kids can stay on top of their schoolwork.
Hey, y'all, just a reminder to shop Shepherd's Carpet and Flooring, offering windows and glass sales and installation, including window tinting. Shepherd's Carpet and Flooring, 410 North Main in Richfield, has a huge inventory and always sells at rock-bottom prices. And Shepherd's has the service to back it all up. Click shepherdscarpets.com. Carpet, flooring, windows, and glass, and more. Shop Shepherd's Carpet and Flooring, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Click shepherdscarpets.com and sit back and try to wipe that big old smile off your face.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Halftime, once again, Morgan 13, Richfield 2. About 5 minutes away from our second half kickoff as the Trojans back out on the field warming up. Let's talk a little bit about some halftime adjustments. Your Richfield Community Pharmacy keys to the second half. Check them out at 440 South Main Street in Richfield. Rick, some things you'd like to see out of the Wildcats here in quarter number 3 that maybe you didn't see in the first half?
Well, I think Richfield's got to be able to pass a little better than they did. I thought Morgan did a great job of putting pressure on Richfield and not letting them get comfortable in their passing game. And then when they're able to do that they were able to load the box. And I'd like to see Richfield offense. Obviously, they have not scored, and that's not been a typical Richfield team. They came in averaging 42 points a game. I mean, this is not a Richfield team that doesn't score points.
Yeah, it's been it was a fascinating first half in that front. On the flip side, if you're Morgan, I think the way your defense played, you got to be thrilled knowing that what Richfield does during the regular season, what they've been able to do.
And I think Richfield's happy with their defense, only giving up the 13 points. The fewest points Morgan has scored all year was against Skyline out of Idaho.
One of the best teams in Idaho.
And they're ranked, what, 4th in the...
I think it was 5th.
Overall in the whole state of Idaho. So, really... And then it was 34 points to Skyview. And after that, everything was in the 40s. So if you're Richfield, you've got to be happy with what you've done defensively. But it's offensively, and Richfield will get the football. And I'm sure at halftime, they're just talking about what they want to make adjustments and what they want to do.
Well, let's get a State Bank of Southern Utah score update. This is our final game of the day here at SUU. Opened up with Rich winning back-to-back state titles. Beaver then won a back-to-back state championship in the 1A. 2A, San Juan four-peated. What do you call that, quad-peat? I don't know what you call that when you get into 4 wins in a row in the state championship game. That was San Juan. Richfield would look to be the team to win back-to-back here should they come back in the second half. Some college scores right now. Number 13, Boise State leading San Jose State 28-21 with 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter and in good position there. How about this one? BYU makes the trip down to Tempe next week. Arizona State in Manhattan, Kansas, beating the Kansas State Wildcats 24-14. It could be a top 25 matchup next week down in Arizona. Oregon and Wisconsin tied with 13 minutes left in that one. Number 1 Oregon, our boy Doss giving a little O out of the backside. I got a brother that's a Wisconsin fan. I know he'd be thrilled with a victory at Camp Randall tonight. Number 7 Tennessee and number 12 Georgia tied in the third quarter at 17 apiece. Some games earlier today. Number 17, Colorado knocked off Utah 49-24. Number 4, Penn State rolled past Purdue 49-10. Number 2, Ohio State beats Northwestern 31-7. Number 3, Texas over Arkansas 20-10. How about number 14, SMU? That win's looking pretty good for BYU. They beat Boston College 38-28. Biggest upsets of the day, Stanford beats 19th ranked Louisville 38-35. And unranked Florida beats LSU 27-16 at the Swamp. And there's one more game being played tonight. Kicks off here in about 6 minutes or so. Number 6, BYU hosting Kansas, a game you and I will keep an eye on, given the hats that, that we're wearing.
You have a good-looking hat. Did I tell you that?
You did, and I paid the same compliment back. Anything royal with a Y on it, I'm going to give you a compliment, my friend. So about a minute to go here before we get our second half underway. Second half kickoff is brought to you by Richfield City, a proud sponsor of Richfield High School. And the Wildcats do get the football here, Rick. Need to set the tone in this third quarter.
Yeah, and this game is far from over. Certainly if you're Morgan, if you can come out and get a stop, it's exactly what you've ordered. Hold them to a 3 and out and kind of take control of the game. If you're Richfield, you're getting the football. Let's just do what we do. You don't have to rush. Time is still plenty of time. Let's go down and get a score and get right back in this game.
Once again, Trojans in the home maroon uniforms with the maroon helmets and the white pants. Richfield blue helmets, all white uniforms with the white pants. Got that blue trim on the numbers. Morgan with the blue or the white numbers on their jerseys tonight. It's a good looking matchup jersey-wise tonight.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, it's.
I like paying attention to stuff like that, by the way.
And I enjoy it too. I think that contrast is fun, and we're watching two good teams. I mean,
they're unbeaten for a reason.
Yeah, they're unbeaten for a reason, and certainly Morgan with the second longest winning streak in the state. Did we mention that? It's not are they undefeated, but it's the second longest winning streak
behind
Richfield.
Yeah, there you go.
Richfield, who's won 25 in a row.
So we'll see what response the Wildcats have to this third quarter 2-score game, a short 2 scores with it only being 11.
Well, I think one thing you've learned from this Richfield team is they've not been a team that's panicked this year. You certainly would rather be ahead than behind, but it's been a very veteran team that to me they've never panicked.
So the Trojans to kick off to start quarter number 3. Kickoff brought to you by Richfield City. We've given you our Richfield Community Pharmacy keys to the second half and given you a State Bank of Southern Utah score update. Appreciate you tuning into the Jones in the Mill Engineering halftime show. As the Trojans approach, send this very deep, not even a chance for Yardley to return that. And the Wildcats will bring it out 1st and 10 from the 20.
Yeah, and you know, Yardley caught it in the end zone. The minute the ball crosses the goal line, it's dead. If he muffs it, it's dead. You can't, there's no way you can run it out. Where in college you can.
1st down and 10 for the Richfield offense. Another Wildcat team trying to avoid upset here between Kansas State and Arizona State. So if you're paying attention to Big 12 football tonight. Diamond receiver set to the left, single receiver right side for Wayman. So Wildcats come out in an empty backfield. Man comes in motion now, gets rid of it, complete to Fountain. Malik looks to follow that block, falls forward. Morgan does a good job keeping him in front. It's a gain of 3 on the first play of the second half.
And I was watching to see how Morgan decided to pressure Richfield. They brought in 4. Richfield with a quick release on the screen pass.
Gain of 4 for Fountain. Brings up 2nd down and 6. They go tight formation here. Wayman under center. Takes the snap. It's a handoff inside. And a push forward for maybe a yard. Pyle will continue to go. This is not being blown dead as Yardley gets out past the 45 to the 46. They're going to give him the 1st down.
Well, the 1st down and then some. Because he was down at the 20. He's clear out to the 46-yard line. Yardley just kept moving. And I'll tell you what, he kept running and running.
It just kind of spun out. All of a sudden, the pile moves, and Yardley just kept moving.
It's a very Yardley type play.
You said it. First down and 10 at the 46. It's a handoff left side. Good patient run from Malik Fountain on first down. He's going to get another 4 yards.
That was a good description. He ran and he was right behind the right guard. He planted and just waited a second, almost a skip in the step. Then he cut right upfield.
Second down and 6 for Richfield. With 10:28 to go here in the third quarter, if you're just joining us for this second half. Wayman under center. 3 backs, tosses right side. Slate looks to cut, pushes forward, gets maybe a yard or 2. Will bring up third down.
Yeah, and Tristan Nelson just comes in and just knocks him on that play for Morgan.
Big third down for the Wildcat offense into Trojan territory.
And also on the tackle, Eli Mortensen.
Well, how about this? Kansas State misses a chip shot field goal. Arizona State's going to win in Manhattan. Going to move to 8-2. And the Wildcats draw him offside. That's going to be enough for a first down, Rick.
Yeah, and I'll tell you one thing about it. On the change, you see over there, right at the 5-yard marker, there's tape. And so you look over there and ask if the box is behind the tape. And if it's past the tape, you don't even have to step it off. It's a first down. But that one was obvious. It was
agreed, yeah. So first down and 10 at the 43-yard line. 4 receivers right. Wayman gets rid of it quickly. Gets popped as Robinson keeps it to prevent there from being a fumble.
Yeah, the ball went up in the air.
Wow. That was a shot.
Yeah, and when you say a shot, that was a hammer shot.
And that probably would have been an incomplete pass, but I understand if you're Kessler Robinson, you didn't want that to be a live ball.
Eli Mortensen, the second time in a row, he's had a pop just really strong on that for Morgan.
So we're going to go 2 receivers to either side. It's been a good game for Jack Despain, the senior corner. Had the interception in the first half.
Boy, Richfield lost 6 yards on that play, so they're looking at 2nd and 16.
Now flags come in, play clock hit 0. Richfield takes a timeout. Wildcats have some momentum. Morgan saying, Riverstone Contractors timeout being taken on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TMIM.live and KSLSports.com.
As a urologist, my job includes treating kidney stones, diagnosing, treating prostate cancer, and other disorders of the urinary system. Here at CVMC, specialists and primary care physicians all work very closely together.
As a family physician, being able to have continuity of care and direct relationships with our specialists is something we're very fortunate to have here.
I'm Dr. David Sewell, board-certified urologist. I'm proud to provide state-of-the-art care here at Central Valley Medical Center.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back on in. 8:41 to go in the third quarter. Second down and 17 for the Wildcats. And this play is going to be blown dead. I think this was a false start on Richfield, and it sure is. Boy.
Have to watch that replay and see how we moved on that.
So 2nd and 17 becomes 2nd and 22. As the Morgan players egging on their crowd. 2nd and long for Richfield. Following a fumble and then a penalty. 2 receivers to either side. Wayman takes the snap. It's a counter. Left side. Cut up field for Fountain. He's shoestrung. Gets a decent gain, but he needed a little bit more there. An excellent shoestring tackle by who other than Birkland, excuse me.
And that's what Morgan has done. When Richfield looks like they might can get a little more yards, they've been stopped. And I think Bridger Ostrander was also in on that to start with.
He's been phenomenal this season for the Trojans. 3rd down and 18. 2 receivers to either side, single back for Griffin Wayman. Wayman sends Yardley to the right side. Takes the snap, rolls to his right. Wayman surveys and is just going to throw it away and live to see another day as the Richfield offense likely to punt here.
Yeah, and that was smart football. Richfield had a little momentum, was moving the football, but the fumble up in the air that Richfield recovered gave him too much to be able to overcome.
4th down and 18. Wrights to punt for the 4th time tonight. See if you could play the field position game here. If you can pin them, that was a big advantage Richfield had in the first quarter. Snap is good to Wrights, has plenty of time. It's a high kick. It's going to take a bounce at the 26 and then to the 25 where it will rest. 1st and 10 Morgan at the 25 as their defense is able to get a big stop after Richfield was driving.
Yeah, Morgan has yet to have the football here in the second half, and we're already down to 7:45 to go.
Took a good 4 minutes off the clock. Now the Trojan offense back out there. 3 receivers to the right, single left. Sheffield, quick hitter to the outside. That's complete to Boston Zach as he's brought down for a gain of 3.
And a nice tackle there by Malik Fountain.
2nd down and 7 after a gain of 3 for the Wildcats.
Just a quick screen in front of the Morgan sideline.
Sheffield back to pass. Richfield gets in. It's a screen play. Korth with some space gets the 1st down, then some. 40, 45 nearing midfield. 45 of Richfield, and he's out of bounds at the 42. What a run from Korth off the screen play.
Yeah, watch this right here.
Yeah, just he's a tank with speed. Sheffield brings a man in motion. It's a hand to Gilson right side. Lincoln Gilson met for just a yard. Well defended by the Wildcats, taken down by his numerical opposite, Gage Yardley. Those are 2 good athletes going head to head there between Gilson and Yardley. So 2nd down and 9. Morgan again elects to go with a little bit of tempo. Trips right. Richfield shows blitz. Korth right side, good run. On 2nd and 9, he gains 5. Will bring up 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, the run went to the right. The blitz came on the left side.
So 3rd down and 4. Trips left, 2 receivers right. Empty set here for Sheffield. Beck brings a man in motion. It's Hurd. He's going to keep it himself up the middle and is just swallowed up by the Richfield defense. They get a good stop. It's a loss of 2.
Yeah, Tevin Vakautakakala in on that for Richfield.
So I'm gonna follow your lead here. Vakautakakala. Takakala.
You're doing good. Vakautakakala.
You think I've watched enough BYU games I'd be able to get some of these Polynesian names down. This is the one I've struggled with.
He's had some good sister
That's true.
athletes.
That is true. Sheffield loads up, launches deep, single coverage, and just overthrows the intended receiver. Good job by Malik Fountain just to kind of slow him down. Nothing to really impede, but just running with him step for step.
Well, they haven't thrown a lot to Malik Fountain's side, nor to Gage Yardley. Most teams don't choose to do that. Richfield has the luxury of being able to be in single coverage most of the time with those 2 defenders.
So a turnover on downs. Richfield gets it back. That's a big stop for the Wildcats as they'll take over 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line. If you're tuned in on KSVC FM waiting for the BYU game, you're going to have to wait till the end of this one. That BYU game will be over on our 980 AM station. BYU wins tonight, Rick, and they are in the Big 12 title game regardless of how the next 2 weeks go with Arizona State's win tonight. It's a handoff to Yardley. Gage with a good run on 1st down. Spins out of a tackle. Gains 5, maybe 6 on 1st down and 10.
Yeah, Gage on the inside reverse just cuts up, does a little spin, and that's the kind of gain you'd like on every 1st down.
2nd down and 4 for the Wildcats. They got 2 receivers to either side. Wayman checks the wristband. Awaits the snap. Gets rid of it quickly to Yardley. Yardley has a good block. Gets to the 50. Into the territory. He hurdles the defender and steps out of bounds. And that is unfortunately at the high school level a penalty.
He can hurdle, if any part of him's on the ground,
Yes.
and they're going to talk about this, if he's standing up, if he has any part of himself on the ground, he can hurdle. But I don't think they're going to rule he could there.
There was one that was waved off earlier in one of these championship games today. I believe it was in the Beaver-Kanab game. They had a conversation about it, as Gage is having a conversation with the official about it, trying to explain his point of view.
They did call it. So what they'll do is they'll give him the yardage. They'll mark the penalty off where they're hurting. Now let's watch here. Is he on the ground?
He's not yet.
Well, it's close. I just tell you, I've seen it called a couple times this year, and if a guy has any part, a knee or an arm on the ground, he's considered down.
So 2nd down and 8 now. So it's really only a loss of 2, and you keep the down? Do you not lose the down on that?
Yes, you keep the down.
Okay. Sweep to Yardley right side. Has some blocking. Gage cuts up field, gets a good gain on 2nd and 8. We'll bring up 3rd and short here. And you hate to see a call like that go back, but for Richfield, that's the reality of the situation.
Oh, I think the officials have done a good job.
Absolutely.
And I in no way am critical. We're up here, even on the replay. You know, you thought it was, so, you know, you had a good view.
3rd down and 2. Wildcats go tight formation here. On 3rd and short. Wayman back to pass, dumps it off. Yardley tries to get to that edge, falls forward. This is going to depend on the spot. He's close. I think they're going to give it to him, Rick, based on where that far official's standing.
Yeah, and I think he did get past there.
1st down, Wildcats. A big Mason Machinery 1st down for Richfield. Morgan does not like it.
Well,
that's clear as day on the replay. He got it.
When you see it, and give credit to our producer and our camera work there, Barrett, replaying that. Thank you.
1st down and 10 for the Wildcats, as they'll go 2 receivers again to either side here. 4 minutes left in this 3rd quarter. We have had a quick-moving championship game. Not a lot of incompletions, not a lot of clock stoppages. Wrights bounces off tackle, heads right side, sheds a tackle, keeps the legs churning. Slate Wrights with some tough running for the Wildcats, and he gets out of bounds after a gain of 6.
Boy, he got hit, he bounced off, veered to the right, got hit again, veered off more to the right, then cut up and got a nice pickup on a 1st down play for Richfield.
2nd down and 5 after a gain of 5. 3:30 to go here in the 3rd quarter. A scoreless 3rd quarter. All 13 of Morgan's points came in the 2nd quarter. Both points for Richfield on the safety came in the 1st quarter.
And the fewest points Morgan has scored this year is 26.
Yeah.
I'll have to look at Richfield. I'll see what the fewest they've scored.
Diamond receiver right, single left. Wayman in that single coverage, gets it to Fountain in space. Malik cuts back upfield, gets the Mason Machinery 1st down as he falls down at the 40-yard line. Make it the 39, 1st and 10 Wildcats.
Yeah, Fountain was open in the flat. The ball got to him, and he just planted and cut upfield.
Wildcats look to go with a quick play here. Now under 3 to go in this 3rd quarter. They're going to go 2 receivers to either side. Play clock's at 20. They got plenty of time to get this play in. They like to do these signals from the sideline rather than send the quarterback in and out, Rick. A little more efficient that way.
Well, it saves, they've proven it saves your energy for your players.
Fountain comes in motion. Wayman on an option. Pitches right side to Slate. Slate hits that hole hard, falls forward on 1st and 10. Just going to gain a yard and a half, maybe 2. 2nd down coming up.
The fewest points Richfield scored on the season is 24 against Juab and 28 against Manti. Of course, they're averaging 42 points a game.
2 very, very good teams. And you know what they say, defense travels. And it's traveled well down here to Cedar City tonight. 2nd down and 8. 2 receivers to either side for Yardley. Or for Wayman, excuse me. Single back. Griffin takes the snap. It's a counter to Gage. Gage has some space right side. Looks to fall forward. A gain of 4 on 2nd and 8 will bring up 3rd down and 4.
Boy, and that looked like there was a big hole there, especially for Gage, as he got around the edge, and Morgan just closed in there, and a nice tackle there by Noah Berkland. Boy, he closed quickly on that.
You don't say. Minute 25 to go here in this 3rd quarter. 2 receivers to either side, 3rd down and 4, likely 4-down territory for the Wildcats. Wayman takes the snap. Play does not develop. Wayman rolls to his left, fires. Bobbling catch made by Wrights. There's a flag. This is likely an eligible man downfield, in my opinion, Rick. The catch was made. It would have been enough for a 1st down, but Richfield already walking back. It's so tough when you have a broken play like that.
Yeah, it was a broken play. Malik went up for a tough catch. The nice thing, if you're Richfield, had he not caught that, it would have turned to 4th down. Now you lose 5 yards, but you do get to replay the down.
3rd down and 9 for the Wildcat offense.
Would you rather have a 4th and 4 or a 3rd and 9?
Probably a 3rd and 9. You get 2. That means you get 2 cracks at it. 2 receivers to either side for Wayman. With a single back, it's Wrights. Wayman brings Fountain in motion. They bring 4. A throw over the middle. It's caught by Fountain. He's going to get about 4 of those yards, maybe 5. Will bring up 4th down and 4. Big play here for Richfield. Do you take this down to the 4th quarter, Rick, and get your right play in with the free timeout, essentially?
I'm not an offensive genius.
And they won't be able to. There's 3-second differential, so my apologies there. Trips to the right, single receiver left for Wayman with a single back. Morgan shows they're bringing 4. They do. It's a counter. It's snuffed out, and it's not going to get anywhere. A gain of a yard. You needed 4. The Trojan defense with a big stop. 10 seconds to go here in quarter number 3. Excellent job by the Trojans to snuff that out.
Yeah, the inside reverse to Malik. Fountain just planted and cut up, but Morgan had just too many defenders there.
10 seconds to go in the quarter. Sheffield, quick hitter to the outside, complete to Zach as he's going to fall forward. Boston Zach gains 2 yards, and that will end quarter number 3. No score in this 3rd quarter. You like defense, folks? Let's see what the 4th quarter has in store for us next on our Richfield Family Dental scoreboard. Morgan 13, Richfield 2. 4th quarter next on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live, and KSLSports.com.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs.
Simply complete an application on your phone or computer and select the low-rate option you prefer.
And then sit back and enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a low-rate line of credit. Ready for whatever life throws at you.
To learn more or start your application, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
Since 1947, Barney Trucking's #1 investment has been dependable truck drivers like you. That's why they provide their drivers with an opportunity to earn up to $75,000 a year driving state-of-the-art equipment. Barney Trucking is now hiring drivers in Utah, San Pete, Sevier, Juab, Millard, Beaver, Iron, Carbon, and Emery counties. Barney Trucking offers a competitive wage, solid benefits, home daily schedules, and an excellent safety record. Apply today at barneyjobs.com. barneyjobs.com.
Welcome back on in as Sheffield going to get brought down on the play by Slate Wrights. That's a big loss. Loss of 3 brings up a 3rd down and long, Rick.
Yeah, he was going to cut up and run, and then Slate Wrights with the shoestring tackle, and he made a short tackle on that one.
3rd down and 10 for the Morgan offense. Would be a big stop for Richfield here. Sheffield claps the hands. Richfield brings pressure. Sheffield fires a dart. It's high. Pass broken up. Excellent coverage downfield. Malik Fountain got his paw on it. A little bit slow to get up, but he does. And a big stop for the Richfield defense.
Yeah, and trying to go against Malik Fountain has been a tough chore for most teams. And that time Malik did a great job. Morgan was only 1 out of 5 on 3rd downs in the first half. And I don't think they've improved that a whole lot in this half.
Punt coming here from Despain. As back to receive.
I think we have
is Yardley.
A cramp. I don't know what fans down below us are booing.
No,
it's just crazy.
There's no room for that.
Just it makes no sense because there's cramps on an injured player.
Yeah, there's zero room for that. We're going to take an injury timeout here on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and TeamHive.live.
My parents know nothing about gaming. I told them we needed Centricom Fiber because it's by far the fastest and most reliable internet speeds.
Hey bud, dinner's ready. Time to turn off the game box.
All right, this round's almost over.
These days, kids do a lot of their homework online. They talk to their teachers, they receive assignments, and they do research, all from our kitchen table. That's why I chose Centricom Fiber Internet. They have the fastest and most reliable connection, so my kids can stay on top of their schoolwork.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back on in. Hate to see Malik Fountain go out. He's got to go out for a play. Hopefully just cramps here. Punt situation for Morgan. It's a good snap, a quick kick. Richfield did get some pressure, and this takes a bounce. Yardley's going to let it bounce inside the 30 to the 27-yard line. So Richfield's going to have a good ways to go here, where it'll be 1st down and 10 Wildcats. Trying to drive Richfield again. No offensive points. That safety obviously comes from the defense.
And Richfield had the ball at the 5-yard line. They had to get to the 4 for a 1st down. They went for it on a 4th down. They did not get it, but then they were able to get the safety as a result of that. And at the time, that appeared that might not be a bad thing for Richfield, but it ended up they've not been able to score.
My math's not great, but 6 is always going to be better than 2. We love taking the 2, but that's looming large right now for Richfield. Man comes in motion. It's Yardley. Play fake. They give it to Gage right side. Cuts back upfield, and Yardley falls forward. Morgan has done an excellent job containing Gage Yardley tonight.
Yeah, Ostrander was on a blitz on the right side. Maybe made that play go a little quicker than they wanted to. As Gage, I think, wanted to get on the outside of Pollock, and Pollock's man was on the inside.
Yeah. 2nd down and 8, a gain of 2 for Yardley. Comes in motion, a quick hitter, low and incomplete. Trying to get that the outside to number 14 for Richfield, Trey Yardley. 3rd down now for Richfield. See what the Wildcat offense has dialed up here on 3rd down. 10:36 to go in the ball game.
Time not a factor yet, but Richfield's 2 scores away, and it will become more if they're not able to score sometime here in a short while.
Quad box to the left. Pump fake from Wayman, does get rid of it to right. Slate cuts back upfield, stays on his feet. A bunch of flags come flying in here after a short gain from Wrights. And we'll see what this call is from the official. Looks like it's probably in the area of a hold, but Morgan's kind of walking.
Could have been a face mask.
I think it is.
Yeah,
wow.
Just like the last time, I thought there could have been a hold down there.
Yeah.
It was a face mask. They really haven't called many holds. And I've seen a couple. So you got to love the fans booing over that, but, you know.
I heard a phrase today, the boo birds are out and about.
It just, if it happened, it happened. Just like the one on Richfield.
1st down and 10. Yardley under center, or excuse me, Wayman under center. 10:27 to go, fakes the pitch, counter up the field. Fountain, Malik keeps those legs churning, and Malik's going to get a good gain on 1st down, a gain of 6 to bring up 2nd down.
Yeah, just a little fake one way, and Malik on the inside, right on the right side of the center.
2nd down and 4 after a gain of 6 for Richfield. Officially 10 minutes remaining in this ball game, and a 2-score lead for Morgan. It's been 13-2 since just before halftime. We have not seen the score change since. Got a quad diamond formation. Top of your screen, a throw over the middle. It's caught. Over in a first down, catch and run. Gage Yardley getting involved.
Yeah, Richfield has had the 4 on the one side. They've always done a quick screen. That time, they threw upfield to Gage Yardley about 10 yards when he caught it.
Ball at the 34-yard line. First down and 10, Richfield. They're sticking with that diamond formation, and now they're going to move Wayman over, and Wrights is going to be the one taking the direct snaps. We've seen this wrinkle in the Richfield offense several times this season.
That's an option to pass or run.
A Wildcat, if you will, from the Wildcats. Run up the middle from Wrights. Got a yard, maybe 2 on the play. Second down, 9 coming up. Well, they'll give him 2, 2nd and 8 here for Richfield. 9 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. 2-score lead for Morgan. Wildcats needing to get some points, preferably a touchdown here. A field goal still does you some good, though, Rick, as that can get you down to 8. Keep that in mind. 2 to either side for Wayman. Wayman fires, complete to Wrights. Wrights cuts back, or Fountain, cuts back upfield to the 30. He's going to get another couple of yards. We'll bring up 3rd down and 6 here.
Yeah, and Malik caught it about the 32, but there were 2 Morgan defenders there. Give credit there, as Noah Birkland, of course, was one of them.
3rd down and 6, 3rd and 7 for this Wildcat offense. Likely going to try and get this in 2 plays. As we see Wayman come to the line. Tight formation, play clock's at 6. At 5, takes the snap. Handoff left side to Slate Wrights, pushing, Pyle pushing, he falls forward. Did the ball come out? Morgan says they have it.
The official on this side is pointing down on the ground. I was watching that, and had he not been pointing, I would have, all bets were off.
So it makes it 4th down and 3, a gain of 3 from Wrights on 3rd and 6. Trips left, single receiver right, the biggest play of the night thus far.
Yeah, and Richfield so far has not had good success on the 4th down runs. Can they do it here?
Play clock is at 7. 4, 3, they're going to have to take the timeout. The Wildcats will take it on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, teamhive.live and KSLSports.com.
We are all part of a team. Whether you are the quiet hero or the newest recruit, the steady anchor or the moral support, your team needs you. At Intermountain Health, Sevier Valley Hospital, we want to be part of your team. Partner with us on your health and continue to be a game changer for your teammates.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Welcome back on in. Play of the day. 4th down. A stop for Morgan would be massive. Richfield needs a first down much more than Morgan needs a stop. Wayman goes hard, counts. Nearly gets him to jump. Play clock's at 14. Wayman takes the snap, fakes the pitch, counter, up the middle, stuffed. Morgan with yet another stop on 4th down. Wow. This defense that only gave up 3 points in all of region play does it yet again.
Nobody has scored on them in the 4th quarter except for one team. They've given up 6 points, and that was the Skyline out of Idaho.
So turnover on downs. Morgan takes over. 7:05 to go. Sheffield with a quarterback run. Has some space. Stutter step. Spins out of it. And is taken down at the 35. A good game from Beck Sheffield on 1st and 10. He gains 8.
Yeah, he was stopped after a couple yards. Did a spin. Got stopped after a couple more yards and did another spin. And then Slate Wrights came over. Finally brought him down.
And an injured player for the Richfield Wildcats. We're going to take a timeout, and we'll be right back here on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, teamheim.live and KSLSports.com.
Jones and DeMille Engineering was founded with a simple mission to shape the quality of life with a personalized touch. As a full-service civil engineering firm, they provide value beyond the project, creating places where people live, work, and thrive. For over 40 years, they've proudly served our communities, enhancing lives through their work. Join their team and become a dedicated community improvement leader. Whether you're an engineer or just love infrastructure, they invite you to seek a career with them. Jones and DeMille Engineering, shaping the quality of life.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
My parents know nothing about gaming. I told them we needed Centricom Fiber because it's by far the fastest and most reliable internet speeds.
Hey bud, dinner's ready. Time to turn off the game box.
Alright, this round's almost over.
Dr. Richard Yardley is proud to welcome Dr. Preston Judy to the Mountain View Vision team. Dr. Judy has a special interest in pediatric eye exams, advanced dry eye treatment, and is accepting new patients. Mountain View Vision Center, serving all of Central Utah, offers comprehensive eye care, specialty contacts, diabetic exams, and the management and treatment of ocular disease. Offering a large inventory of frames and sunglasses, their team will help you find the perfect fit. Keep your vision sharp right here in Richfield with Mountain View Vision, proud sponsor of Central Utah High School Sports.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Good to see Tevin Vaka'u Takakala. Vaka'u Takakala. I'm getting it. He's just a freshman. I got 4 years to learn it, Rick. Here we go. Second down and short for the Morgan offense. Sheffield takes the snap. It's a run up the middle, left side for Korth, and he gets the first down for Morgan. Under 7 to go now. Clock will wind after the play is set at 6:43.
And Richfield with only one timeout in the game left. So a stop is really big for him. Morgan been able to get a third down pickup there.
It's going to be a keep again from Sheffield as he'll run left side. Brought down from behind. Another good gain on first down. That might be enough for a first down for Sheffield. They do say move the chains. And another injured Wildcat. There's some things being said in the crowd right now that I don't particularly agree with, but we're going to get a timeout.
Worley with a great tackle, but he was injured on that. Man, that was just a grab and brought him down.
Wildcats starting to lose some players, and he gets up pretty quickly, so we won't send this to break. Good to see Worley get up on his own. As the defense will come back out. Sheffield, I tell you what, he has been good with his legs tonight, Rick, whether his number's been called or if he's had to do it kind of last minute on the run. He's been very capable as a runner.
Yeah, he's kept drives going for him when they've needed it. Richfield's defense, again, has held Morgan to just 13 points so far, but they've been able to get yards when they've needed them.
Trips to the right, single receiver to the left for Sheffield. Morgan's wanting to use as much of this clock as possible. The play clock's still just at 25 seconds.
Yeah, but the clock won't start. Well, it is running.
It is running, yeah.
Because of the run.
Yep. Morgan very content. Now they get set with 10 seconds. Sheffield claps. Give to Korth. Left side run. Gain of 2 on first down and 10. One of the better stops for Richfield. So we'll have second down and 8.
Yeah, Slate Wrights with brought him down with a hard tackle. And Robinson also there.
Second and 8 for the Trojans. 2 receivers to either side. Richfield shows that they're going to bring 5 here. Play clock at 8. Morgan is literally milking this clock for all it's worth. Sheffield's going to keep right side, has plenty of room. Sheffield first down, and then some as he falls forward. The ball popped out, and Morgan recovers it out at the 36-yard line. Richfield nearly had a chance to pounce on it. Morgan recovers. And again, Beck Sheffield just kind of calling his own number. And he's done a great job at that tonight for the Morgan defense. Give Malik Fountain credit for poking that ball out. Big play for
and
Malik.
I think that would have been a fumble, but I was trying to get the number of the recovery for Morgan.
2 receivers to either side for the Trojans. 1st and 10, 4:35 to go. As the clock is now under 10, Sheffield brings Gilson in motion. It's a give to Gilson right side. Lincoln looks to fall forward, wrapped up from behind. Taken down by number 24, Jess Curtis, who's had a good year for Richfield.
Yeah, Curtis with a good tackle. Didn't let him get loose and then got some help.
2nd down and 8. Morgan again very content to wind all 40 of these seconds off the clock. And Rick, I get the feeling that there is going to be a lot of running here. I don't expect Morgan to throw the ball at all the rest of the game. Because why would you? Richfield's got the 1 timeout. Play clock's at 10. Sheffield claps the hands. Give to Korth. Korth goes up the middle on 2nd and 8. Gains 3, maybe 4. Will bring up 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, they mark him at the 30-yard line. Big couple plays here for Richfield.
Yeah.
For Morgan, too. I mean, you're going to seal the game away, but for Richfield, if they've got a chance with 3:25 the clock running, they got to come up with some stops here.
3rd and 4, trips to the right, single receiver left for Sheffield. Play clock's at 10. Sheffield brings a man in motion. It's a jet sweep to the outside. Richfield follows it well. Hurd cuts back up. Robinson brings him down. It's going to be a gain of 2 on 3rd down and 4, and a good timeout here by Coach Thorson. It's the final timeout called by Richfield. We'll take the Riverstone Plumbing and Heating Contractors timeout on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and TeamHive.live with KSLSports.com.
Mountain Land Supply of Richfield is the Central Utah leader in plumbing, waterworks, turf, and ag irrigation. Mountain Land Supply features an entire line of Rainbird sprinklers and systems for your yard or commercial property, and backs it up with an extremely knowledgeable staff that cares about the local community because they live here. Visit them at 2104 South Red Hills Drive in Richfield or call for a showroom appointment 435-896-9606. Mountain Land Supply is proud to sponsor high school sports and wishes the teams, coaches, and players success.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Morgan 13, Richfield 2. 4th down and 2 here, Rick. Pretty much the ball game.
Yes, because you get 40 seconds for each play. If Richfield doesn't get a stop here, Morgan can almost run out this game. And Richfield down 13-2. They're going to have a stop here.
And there's no sense in punting it. I get maybe trying to pin, but you've already would have to make Richfield go 70 yards plus. So I like the decision here by Morgan to go for it. 4th and 2, biggest play of the night. Sheffield brings Gilson in motion. They give it to Gilson up the gut, falls forward, and he is going to have a 1st down for the Morgan Trojans. They move the sticks. It is a 1st down, and Morgan starting to sniff their 3rd championship in 7 years with the fall forward.
If you told me that Richfield could hold Morgan to 13 points, I would have said they're probably going to win the game, but I didn't see Morgan holding Richfield down like they have.
Again, Manti put 28 up. Manti's offense, keep in mind, Morgan's defense has not given up a touchdown now in 6 quarters. It was a special teams touchdown in the 3rd quarter for Manti last week. Just so impressed that this is what Morgan's done as they run the clock down to 1. They will take a timeout here. We'll take it as well. Final 2:14 coming up next on TeamHive.live with the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and KSLSports.com.
The holidays. And holiday trips. And holiday toys. And holiday bonding. And it all comes together in a Chevrolet.
Find your red tag. Get 1.9% financing on all 2024 Silverado 1500 pickups. Plus, get $37.50 total value on this Silverado when you trade in an eligible vehicle. See your Rocky Mountain Chevy dealers.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Well, Rick, did you watch the fight last night on Netflix? I did not. I'm not a fight. I don't like. It's just not my thing.
That's not my thing.
Yeah.
Either. But you had a 58-year-old
Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this has been a heavyweight fight tonight. It's a low snap here. The run forward from Korth on 1st and 10, and Morgan can run this mostly down. There is going to be a bit of a play clock differential here, about 15 seconds.
Richfield out of timeouts, down 13-2. Nobody has scored in the second half.
No. And the last time Morgan's defense gave up points was in the second quarter against Manti in the semifinals. That's what Morgan's done all year. They've leaned on their defense. They've leaned on being just a powerful team at the line of scrimmage. Low snap again. Gilson catches the end around. Looks to fall forward. No gain on the play. 3rd down and 9. Clock runs at 1:23.
And credit for Richfield. Coleman Thorson there with a grab there.
So 3rd down and 8. No gain. They're content to let this thing wind as far down. There's players on the sideline getting instruction from coaches. And aside from that Skyline Idaho game, this is going to be the closest game that Morgan played. This was the closest a Utah team played Morgan this season.
Yeah, Richfield came in, according to Perry's Power Guide, underdog by 21 points.
Morgan takes another timeout. Let's send it back to commercial break. Before we wrap this season up, we'll have our post-game show coming up next. 45 seconds still remaining here in the fourth quarter on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network. TeamLive.live at KSLSports.com.
This is Rick Robinson, branch manager, Richfield. At Zions Bank, we're not just your bank. We're your neighbors. And with a branch right around the corner and the convenience of online and mobile banking, we're here for you, wherever you are. For all of your personal and business banking needs, come visit us and let us show you how Zions Bank is for you.
These days, kids do a lot of their homework online. They talk to their teachers, they receive assignments, and they do research, all from our kitchen table. That's why I chose Centracom Fiber Internet. They have the fastest and most reliable connection, so my kids can stay on top of their schoolwork.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Retzloff taking a shot as we welcome you back in. 45 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. Morgan really just needs to let this play last 5 seconds, Rick, and then the clock will wind. 3rd down and 9. As Sheffield brings Gilson in motion. Takes the snap. Sheffield looks to run forward and gets popped at 42 seconds. And they wind it, and there's enough difference. Morgan does not need to run another play. The Trojans, after a year off, are back on top as your 3A state champions down here in Cedar City. An undefeated season for the second time in 3 years as the hardware goes back up to Morgan.
Yeah, and Richfield, if you're a Richfield fan, you got to be proud of them.
Absolutely.
25 wins in a row. It does get snapped tonight, but you're playing a very, very good Morgan team. And Richfield, I thought, played a great game. They couldn't get the offense going.
Right.
But the defense held Morgan to just 13 points. And if you're Morgan, you're saying, we don't care. We scored enough to win the ball game.
Absolutely. Final score here from from Cedar City. Morgan 13, Richfield 2. Can tell you this much, the odds makers would have never predicted that to be the final score. We'll take a break, bring you back for the trophy presentation as well as our Sunrise Engineering postgame show next on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and TeamHive.live.
Hey y'all, just a reminder to shop Shepherd's Carpet and Flooring, offering windows and glass sales and installation, including window tinting. Shepherd's Carpet and Flooring, 410 North Main in Richfield, has a huge inventory and always sells at rock bottom prices. And Shepherd's has the service to back it all up. Click shepherdscarpets.com. Carpet, flooring, windows and glass and more. Shop Shepherd's Carpet and Flooring, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Click shepherdscarpets.com and sit back and try to wipe that big old smile off your face.
I'm Dr. Brandon Beck, and I'm one of the general surgeons at Central Valley Medical Center. One of the best parts of my job as a general surgeon is to interact with a wide variety of people. And many of those people have experienced chronic conditions or painful things for many years. And there is nothing better than helping them to work through those conditions and to have an improved quality of life. I'm happy to be back in Utah at Central Valley Medical Center serving the people in our community.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs.
Simply complete an application on your phone or computer and select the low-rate option you prefer.
And then sit back and enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a low-rate line of credit. Ready for whatever life throws at you.
To learn more or start your application, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
Dependable truck drivers like you have been Barney Trucking's #1 investment since 1947. That's why they provide their drivers with state-of-the-art equipment, ongoing training, and reliable, courteous support. Barney Trucking is now hiring Class A CDL drivers with Double's endorsement to help address our exceptional growth throughout Utah. Barney Trucking offers a competitive wage, solid benefits, home daily schedules, and an excellent safety record. Apply today at barneyjobs.com. barneyjobs.com.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10 and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Post-game show brought to you by Sunrise Engineering, serving communities for over 40 years. That Sunrise Engineering is the Richfield Wildcats, presented with the second place trophy. And a big congrats to the Wildcats on yet another fantastic season. Rick, 12-1 is nothing to bat your eyes at. Coach Thorson is turning Richfield from a program, as Nick Saban calls it, into a program.
Well, and I tell you, if you'd told me to start the game, you'd hold Morgan to 13 points. I'd say you're in pretty good shape. But Morgan really shut Richfield's offense out. Richfield only got to the 5-yard line on a 4th down try. They could not get to the 4-yard line. They did get a safety out of that eventually, but that was it.
Let's go over a final Sorensen Levitt Insurance stat check. Brad's last time printing football stats for the year. Big shout out to Brad and all the good work he puts in throughout the season. Going to be shifting to basketball mode next week. First downs, Morgan 17, Richfield 13. Net yards rushing, 157 for Morgan, 144 for Richfield. Net yards passing, 119 for Morgan, 80 for Richfield. Total offensive plays, 62 for the Wildcats for 224 yards. A little bit better in the second half, just couldn't get points as they averaged 3.6 yards per play. 51 total offensive plays for Morgan at 276. They still average 5.4 yards per pop there. Looking third down conversions, Richfield 4 of 15, Morgan 1 of 9. I mean, you look at the Richfield defense, didn't give up any points in the second half. And that score remains the same. Beck Sheffield did get the safety, had the safety on the intentional grounding earlier. That got us 2-0 for Richfield. And then Beck Sheffield hit Lincoln Gilson for a 27-yard score to make it 2-7. Sheffield then took it himself into the end zone from 3 yards out to make it 13-2. And then there was no scoring, Rick, in the second half.
Which I didn't see coming.
No.
Even at halftime, I thought we're going to see this open up a little more.
Right. Individual numbers, Gage Yardley, 13 carries, 65 yards. Malik Fountain, 10 for 48. Slate Wrights, 14 for 41. Drew Korth, 14 for 76. Beck Sheffield, 15 for 63 and a score. His running was enough to make a difference in the game tonight, Rick, in my opinion. Thought Beck had a really good game, good command of the offense.
Yep, I agree with you.
Goes 6 of 13, 119 yards, a touchdown and a pick. Wayman, 13 of 21 for 80 yards and an interception. Receiving, Malik Fountain, 5 for 22, 4 for 41 for Gage Yardley, 2 for 22 for Slate Wrights. Lincoln Gilson, 3 for 83 and a score. Boston Zach, 2 for 5. Drew Korth, 1 for 31 for the Trojans. Defensive numbers, how about Noah Berkland? 12 solo tackles, 2 tackles for loss. Jace Nye had a sack in the game, and then the interception from Jack Despain. Slate Wright, 6 tackles, a sack, 2 TFLs, interception by Griffin Wayman as well early in the game. And those are your individual numbers from Brad James one final time this year. Quick thoughts from you on those, Rick?
Well, the stats kind of tell it, kind of don't.
You're right.
I mean, Richfield really didn't stat out that much different than Morgan, but Morgan had the 2 big plays. And, that's really the difference. Richfield couldn't get the big play that they needed, and at times it looked like they might. But credit Morgan defense, but I thought Morgan's line kind of wore Richfield out a little bit.
Right.
They're just bigger than anybody else in 3A.
Right.
A huge line, a very veteran line. Not that Richfield line, Richfield line overall is probably a little younger, but nonetheless, Richfield at times looked like they might get back and do a score, but Morgan denied them all night.
Let's give some quick player of the games away. Your Golden Drug player of the game, your community compounding pharmacy at 508 North Main in Richfield, honored to serve Sevier and surrounding counties. That's Golden Drug as they thank their customers. Rick, your thoughts on who should be player of the game for the Wildcats? Got a number of guys. It was a number of seniors final night out. I thought Griffin Wayman on defense was very good, had that interception early. Kessler Robinson was right in the lap, kind of forced that safety. I think there's an opportunity there.
Either one of those would be fine. It's got to go to a defensive player because the offense didn't score.
Right.
So to me, the player of the game would be someone on defense.
Let's go Kessler Robinson. I thought an unsung hero this season. Believe he led the team in sacks, if I remember correctly, by the end of the year. So Kessler is our Golden Drug player of the game. White Sanitation and On-the-Go Services sub of the game. Call White Sanitation and On-the-Go Services at 896-9212. That's 896-1212. Sub of the game is always hard in football because you've got so many guys out on the field at once and whatnot. Let's go to Griffin Wayman because he gets talked about so much on offense. Again, it was his interception that really helped spur some momentum for Richfield in the first half.
And I would give honorable mention to Tevin Vakautakakala because I thought he had a great game.
Absolutely.
But I think that's a great choice. Griff did a good job, and that's who I would have given.
I like it. Well, that does it, folks. The high school football season's
and I want to give credit to all the coaches from Richfield.
Please do, Rick.
Of course, Eric Thorson, Chet White, Rusty Riddle, Dave Clark, Brent Hafen, Tavita Vakautakakala, Braxton Vakautakakala, Dustin Nilsson, Casey Giddings, Matt O'Brien, Justin Moon, Jerry Thomas, Brett Hiss, Ben Robertson, Paul Dameron, Rick Hardy, and I just can't say enough about how great of a job you've done. A 25-game winning streak, and it does come to an end tonight to a very good Morgan team. Congratulations to them, but I just can't say enough good things about this coaching staff.
You know these guys well. They're your neighbors. They're your guys you have everyday conversations with down there in Sevier County. So big props to the Wildcats on a successful run. And now the Trojans end the night with the championship. Let's wrap up what's been a long day of broadcasting. Barrett Hilton, executive producer extraordinaire, phenomenal job. All that Barrett does for Team Hive. Send him all the love on social media and in the emails. Usually when he gets an email, it's about a complaint. How about we send Barrett some nice emails tonight for all the great work Team Hive has put in this season. Big shout out to right-hand men Joe Williams and Adam Coombs. Cole Wissinger has been with us. Mr. Doss has been with us as well today. Kyler, the Temp Jensen. Name of the fella from V6 that's helped us out all day, Barrett? Tavin. Don't know the last name, but we got Tavin helping us out. Those great sideline shots, all thanks to him and V6 for helping us out. Once again, your final score here from Cedar City. He's Rick Robinson. You got something to say,
Yeah,
Rick?
I want to say thanks to Brad James. George Felt, it was great.
Yes.
And I want to give my thanks to you, for letting me be here. And I want to say thanks to Doug Barton, Mid-Utah Radio, for all the years they've let me be a part of this. And to certainly, I just got to say thanks.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you.
Shout out to Bo Lund back at the studio as well. Jason Pipes has been another studio man back at Mid-Utah Radio. Those guys making sure things go well on that
And
end.
Robert Lovell.
Of course, Robert's been here all day, too.
And I want to say one last thing. We will be in Cedar City on Wednesday, Robert and I, to bring you Richfield Wildcat basketball. Yes, basketball on Wednesday, because Richfield plays at Cedar, and Robert and I are going to bring you that broadcast. So I hope you don't mind me saying
Not at all. Basketball season, it's officially basketball season now. The clock hit zeroed here, and hoops are upon us, which maybe I need to duck when I say this is my favorite. I'm a basketball guy. I'm very excited for basketball season. I'll be doing Gunnison Paiute Wednesday. Joab Grantsville Thursday. That should be a fun 3A matchup up there in Tooele County. Big thanks to everyone here. My name is Tanner Wilkinson. Your final score, Morgan 13, Richfield 2. Congrats to the Trojans, 3A state champs. We say so long and good night from Cedar City, Utah. You've been watching high school football and listening on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live, and KSLSports.com. Good night.
You've been listening to exciting high school football action on South Central Utah's sports leaders, Mid-Utah Radio and Centricom Channel 10. This sports broadcast has been brought to you by sports-minded sponsors throughout South Central Utah. Join us next time for more exciting high school football action on Centricom Channel 10 and Mid-Utah Radio.